I certainly hope you dance as well as you dress.
There's only one way to find out.
Just another movie night.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. We are Just Another Movie Night, and I am Scott.
And I'm Joe.
And you are Joe. And we are doing before and after reviews, which is where we go see a brand new movie in the movie theater, and we give our thoughts before and after seeing it. Always a brand new movie. Always Thursday nights.
Yep. Spoiler free, of course.
Spoiler free. That's important.
Yes.
Yeah. We try as hard as we can to not be spoiler.
Wait, we try?
Yeah. I do.
Some people would say no, they're not trying at all.
Oh. Well, that's a shame.
I'm just kidding.
For those people, I apologize.
Nothing to apologize for.
So here we are. What are we seeing tonight?
We are seeing Argyle.
Argyle. This isn't called Agent Argyle. It's just called Argyle.
I'm pretty sure it's just Argyle.
This is Matthew Vaughn, the director of The Kingsmen.
Yeah, and you could tell by the trailer of this movie that he had something to do with it because he just,
Absolutely. You can tell.
It's the same sitch.
Yeah, we got a lot of the same actors. Mm-hmm. All right, so I have to ask you about this.
Okay.
The controversy about this movie. Do you know anything about this?
The only thing I know is basically just what I've seen in the trailers that,
Yeah, but the controversy.
Oh, a controversy?
Yeah, do you know about that?
No.
Oh, well, so you don't know anything about this crazy-ass internet conspiracy theory?
Oh, no.
Oh, all right, so...
Wait, I'm guessing it has to do with plagiarism?
No.
Okay, well, just go ahead.
It actually revolves around the idea of what's going on with this movie and how it became into production. So, what happened behind the scenes is that apparently what got spread around is that somebody was writing a book series, and that the author of the book series has not released any of the books yet. But the rumor was that Apple bought the rights to the book to make into a film for $200 million before the book even came out. Now, why would they do that? Right? So then the conspiracy got bigger because what people started thinking was, who is the author of this book? Who is this person? Because there's no information on the author of these books that got that much money for a book that they didn't even release. In fact, the social media is very... there's nothing on this person. So everybody thinks that this person's not a real person.
Ooh.
In
intrigue.
fact, even more intriguing is they actually think it's Taylor Swift. So the conspiracy has become that Taylor Swift apparently wrote the book that this movie was going to be based on. Now, here are the reasons why, and these are odd. First off, the main character in the movie that is shown in the trailer is also the name of the author that apparently got the money to write the books.
Ellie Conway?
Yeah. So they're saying that the character is the author. Right? And she has a cat bag that has the cat hole on it. Right? And Taylor Swift had that exact same kind of bag in her documentary.
With a cat in it?
Yes. She is very famously known to be a cat person.
Oh, okay.
And the author of this, and the character in this movie is a cat person. Right? Making it even stranger is that Matthew Vaughn has a cat with his wife who is, and I'm going to forget again, it's a famous model.
Oh.
And I just blanked out on it. It's a famous model. They have a cat, and their cat is actually the cat in this movie.
Oh, okay.
He has his own Instagram. So does Taylor Swift's cat, apparently.
Stop it.
And those two cats have had meetings. I don't know.
Oh, he's married to Claudia Schiffer.
Yes. So I knew I couldn't remember. I was going to say the wrong name. So Now, that's all really, really odd. And then there's other things like John Cena just randomly posting pictures of Taylor Swift being very odd. And John Cena's in this movie. So there's a lot of conspiracy theory here, right? And everybody thinks that there's going to be a big thing. And now in the trailer, they're acting like the real Agent Argyle is someone special. And we're going to find out who it is. So I was wondering to you, first off, none of this is true. And the only reason that they think that this is even more true is that Matthew Vaughn did an interview and said that the rights to the book, they're actually making the 4th book in this woman's series, and none of the books have even come out. And they keep pushing the fake book out past. It still hasn't been released up until the release of this movie.
This is exciting.
Matthew Vaughn added to the flame, like he stoked the flames of this fire because he kept saying that, no, the author is this blah, blah, blah. And then fake social media came out from that woman asking weird questions. And the internet just kept going with it. And Matthew Vaughn said, yeah, this movie is Ellie Conway?
Ellie Conway.
Yeah. And that is the character that Dallas Bryce Howard is playing.
Oh my gosh.
Now they're saying it's all bullshit.
Seriously?
So a lot of people thought this was going to be some kind of secret twist, and maybe that was smart publicity for the movie, although I don't think it's out there enough, but there are these weird things about it. So I think if it was true, it would have been the best marketing scheme of all time. The real truth is that Apple paid $200 million for the streaming rights to this film.
Oh.
They bought the rights to showing the movie in every form.
Oh, so this is going to be coming out on streaming on
This
Apple?
is probably going to be on Apple Plus within a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a shame. So they didn't really buy the rights to the book to make it into a movie. That's not true.
I'm like really intrigued now because I didn't know anything about that, first of all. But
God, it would have been clever.
What if, okay, so in the trailer they say meet the real Agent Argyle. So what if it's Taylor Swift?
What if it was, and it was some kind of great marketing scheme? But I would say that if it was a marketing scheme, many more people would know about it and be talking about it. And it's not really widely out there enough, but I've heard other people bring it up like, is this a possibility? And I was like, if it is, genius level marketing. Unfortunately, what I'm hearing is it's not true.
Wow, well, I wonder who the real Agent Argyle is going to be.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be something really stupid. Now, I guess that brings me to my next... Yeah, you don't? You think it's going to be like a shock?
I think it's going to be a big celebrity.
Yeah,
I mean, I do.
There is so many celebrities in it that I feel like it'll be underwhelming.
Yeah, but they already have a pop princess, so I don't think it's going to be Taylor Swift because pop princess is... How do you say her name? Dua Lipa. Yeah, she's so pretty. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be a pop princess.
So I think I already got my answer here, but my question is, do you think this movie's going to be good?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a complete disaster.
No, I don't think that at all. I'm going into this like super, super stoked because I just, first of all, the cast is amazing, but it just looks fun. And also, we both have a crush on Sam Rockwell, and anything he does in 5 minutes flat, he can totally change a movie with his presence.
Yeah.
So,
well, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a disaster, and I don't think it's going to do well at the box office. I think one of those reasons I believe this is because it's being released when it is. This is the time of year that movies aren't really big. They dump movies here. And so if this was a bigger movie, if this was going to be a good movie, it totally would have been around that summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
And it is being dumped in the middle of nowhere. I don't hear anybody talking about it. I've never seen a second trailer.
Well, maybe because they're trying to keep it hush-hush, what's going on.
Like, if their marketing scheme was that clever thing, it would be huge. And everybody would go see it because it's Taylor Swift. And it's the idea, is it true, is it not? But it's not out there enough. So I know it wasn't from them. It was just an accidental conspiracy theory. I don't think this is going to be good because of so little attention. And I think that they're being dumped is so odd. In like the end of January, the beginning of February, like it's an odd time. And I again don't know anybody who cares. Like I haven't met a lot of people who said, "Oh, I'm interested."
I don't know why. I mean, just the cast alone and like just the opening, like in the trailer. The trailer is so much fun by itself, which
It is.
I know that we have an issue because we don't believe in trailers. They change everything in the trailer and the final product.
Yep.
And half the stuff in the trailer is not even in the movie.
Yep, that Agent Argyle thing might not even be in this movie. That might be one of the fake things.
That's true.
I
But
actually,
don't know.
one of the biggest things that scares me off of this movie is the cat.
Yeah, I mean they're putting it too front and center.
Yeah, it's a thing that I find kind of off-putting in movies these days, where whatever's popular, whatever is become so like memeable and all this stuff, it is becoming very heavily pushed in film to the extent that it feels like they're begging people to like them. And the Marvels just did this.
Yeah.
The Marvels did so many meme moments that came off cringeworthy to me. And I know some people did connect with it and did find it funny, but I would assume that those are probably people who really love cat jokes and watch videos all day. And I'm sure that those people exist for that thing. I find that kind of stuff very fake and very, like, it doesn't come off genuine. And then this movie seems to be really heavily wrapped around that concept. And I think the cat is going to be a character, a main character. And I don't think I want to see that. And that's not because I don't like cats, and it doesn't mean I don't like animals.
Well, I don't like cats. I don't care who knows
Well,
it.
I'm saying it's not because of that. I just don't like when something doesn't come off as, like, they're marketing around this cat, and it is his cat. So of course
Yeah.
they're overdoing it.
Well, it's heavily CG'd too. A lot of
It
the
does
time.
look like that. When I heard it was his actual cat, I was like,
I'm sure when it's sitting still, but any movements and stuff, I'm sure they're just CGing that cat.
yeah, it does seem like it. Just those jokes with the CG cat made me think of cats and dogs, those animated cat movies with the talking animals.
Yeah.
That it just kind of is off-putting to me.
It
I
is.
don't know. If that doesn't work, and that's a huge part of this movie, it might not work altogether. But I do like Sam Rockwell. I love the idea of them writing a book that comes to life, and you got to see both sides of that. That could be really fun.
Yeah.
That's my highlight there. Maybe.
I mean, I think it's going to be a great time because I think they're going to give us segments of each actor and, like John Cena and Henry Cavill together. We're going to get a nice, good scene of them. Then we'll get with Dua Lipa and, Superman, whatever, Henry Cavill. We'll get them together. And then
Bryan Cranston's in
Bryan
this.
Cranston's in this, and Sam Jackson shows up in this. I feel like, and isn't Sophia Botella also in
Yes.
this? So like, I feel like everyone's gonna get their part, and
I think so.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be a fun movie. I'm really excited about it.
All right. Oh, so you think you're going to come out with like a 6, a 7?
Yeah, I'm hoping I come out with a 7. I think I will because I love this trailer. I love it, and I wanted to keep watching the trailer.
Yeah, my low expectation is probably a 5, and my hope
Ew.
is a 6.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. I'm very worried about this film.
You're usually the hopeful one in this
I know.
situation.
I know.
I'm the hopeful one right now. I think this movie is gonna be fun.
This is where we fill each other in. This is the gaps we fill in for each other. You know,
Yep.
you're either the hopeful or I'm the optimistic, or vice versa.
Usually I'm just like God, there's a cat in this,
Yeah.
but I mean,
I said hopeful and optimistic, like that was this different things. But
no, same.
yeah,
But
I meant something else. But whatever.
I'm not going in being like, oh, there's a cat in this. I don't really care for cats. We
It's
know why.
prominent in the trailer.
I've had a past trauma. I don't care for cats. I think they're dicks. But I will say that I'm excited about the whole entire cast. I mean, we even have Catherine O'Hara. We freaking love her.
Oh yeah, the cast looks great. I don't know how much they're all going to be in it.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're all going to get their bits.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. Let's go see it.
All right, let's go check it out.
You and I, we're not so different. Agent Argyle.
Little help? Hold on.
The book is phenomenal, sweetie, but what happens next?
It's called a cliffhanger, Mother.
Ellie, it's called a cop-out.
And we're back. We just saw Argyle.
We did. We sure
And
did.
I love this movie. I knew I was going to love this movie. I had a feeling that I would. I don't know. I went in with like such a great attitude. It was so much fun. And I had a good time. Anyway, so how did you feel about it, Scotty?
I liked it. I liked it.
That's it?
I didn't hate it. I didn't find it mediocre. I actually thought there was some fun things to enjoy here. It is insane and over the top to
Yeah.
the 11th degree, but it knows it is. You know, it kind of embraces that it's so cheesy and it is so over the top and insane. And if you can't, like, that's the difference with like other action films like John Wick or something like that, where they're trying to take themselves seriously. You know, so the Fast and the Furious, these movies, they take themselves serious while doing the wackiness. This movie's like, no, we know this is insane,
Yeah.
and you're supposed to be laughing. And if you can't, that's not something you can enjoy, you might not enjoy this. This is the guy who did the Kingsmen, so you know that you're going to get that heightened reality stuff,
Yeah.
and you need to be able to laugh. Now, I will say, this movie should have been rated R. It isn't rated R, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
It's
I don't think so
PG-13.
either, because I don't remember actually seeing blood,
Yeah, PG-13.
although people are being massacred in this film.
Yeah.
If this, and that's one of the highlights of the Kingsman, is that it is a hard R, and it goes all out for it. So this movie really could have used that, because there are some scenes in here that the R would have really made this even better. Although they pulled off a lot of crazy gore, like stuff with murder
Yeah.
that I cannot believe they got a PG-13 for.
That is true. I was thinking that too the whole time. It's pretty violent. It's a pretty violent movie.
Violent.
But didn't you find Sam Rockwell just fucking great?
Well, let's just talk about Sam Rockwell in general. I
so good.
really love Sam Rockwell. I've always loved him. He's a pleasure to watch, and he is good in this part too.
He's
and
great.
he gets to do his trope, which is dancing.
Dancing.
And they picked the right person to do this movie, because the dancing is a whole thing in this movie. So I don't know. I liked it. I will say that it's in that side of the cartoony meets that it is a jarring mix, and I'm not sure it lands on a lot of it. I wasn't really laughing during the movie, except near the end. The last half I really was enjoying, because that's when it turns on the insanity. But there are other things to laugh at, like Henry Cavill's hair and
It was so bad.
and stuff like that. It just, I don't know. And I will say that what's clever about this movie is the trailer is very misleading. And it does play with things, and you think it's going to be another kind of movie, and it really isn't, and it's all over the place. And I enjoy that. I like that faking of the trailer a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
how'd you feel about the directing? Because I thought it was really, really clever and fun how they kept switching between Henry Cavill and Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, I think that maybe went on a little too much. I found that a little jarring, and I felt like some of the directing has a problem with that thing that I don't like in a lot of movies, where they get you really dark, and then the next shot is like the sun.
Yeah.
I really don't know why these directors think that's a good idea. Is it to wake us up in the theater? I really don't know, because I find myself being blinded constantly. Now, I will say something that needs to be said as a part of my scoring and review. I just wanted to put it out there. We didn't have the best theater experience.
No, there's
That's
something
important.
wrong with our sound, and our screen was kind of blurry.
there was a lot of motion blur in this film for us, and I know it was the theater, and I also will say that the sound mixing was broken, the music was muffled,
Yeah.
and so that kind of hurt some of the action being like a score, like to the music, which was the music in this movie is actually a character,
Yes.
and it wasn't there for us as much, and so that could have taken me out of a lot of it. But while I do enjoy his directing, like that, I love his creativity. The man loves using colors, neon colors as violence. I don't know why he's obsessed with it, and I'm all on board for it. He did this in the Kingsmen as well. When the heads exploded, they blew up in like neon colors. He went for it again here, and I kind of really dig it. I don't know what it is. There's such a really interesting aesthetic to it, but I will say that transferring back and forth, there was a lot of like flashing and going from night to day, and there was a lot of stuff like that was kind of jarring. I would say that sometimes that doesn't work. I don't know. It looks good though. The movie looks good, except I hate CG backgrounds. God, I hate it when they're on green screen.
Yeah.
Like you can see it. I know sometimes it worked, and sometimes it's just like, holy shit, it's so obviously bad. Like it kind of takes me out.
Well, there's a lot of green screen, but
Yeah, there was a lot of green screening.
anything else?
I mean, I could talk about it for days for each character and each thing in the movie, and I would say that like a lot of it is my favorite thing about one of my favorite acting things about this movie is that Samuel Jackson is like, hey, you want to hang out and watch sports? We're also going to film you, though. He has the easiest job of all time in a film in this movie.
Yeah.
That one really made me laugh. And also, I will say the trailer with the stars in the movie, kind of lying. A lot of those people aren't in the movie as much as you'd think.
Yeah, they're really not. It's kind of
Yeah.
like a little cameo.
It's kind of odd. But I'm also, I think it was clever. It was clever. It worked in the long run.
Yes, it did.
And also really liked getting to see Dallas Bryce Howard get to do a lot more.
Oh my God, can I just talk about her? First of all, I think I have a crush on her. I think she's so beautiful. You know how I love the red hair. I'm all about gingers. I'm all about like just the gorgeous red and her green eyes, and she's just freaking breathtaking. I love looking at her. But I thought she was so adorable in this movie. Just everything she did and how she felt like a real person until she didn't.
Yeah.
You know? So I thought that was like really cool. I just like the way that I love her character in this movie. I thought she was just great.
Well, I think that some people might find her extremely irritating through like good half of this movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Why
that
would you
because she
think
does
that?
a lot of whining. Even there's a part in this movie where Sam Rockwell says to her, "Will you stop whining?"
Well, I mean,
And you're
honestly,
you could see that they did that on purpose.
well, I
but-
didn't feel that way because I felt that she was like a real person, and like, I mean, anyone would be acting like this if they had gone through what they just went through. Like, what the hell, you know? I feel that way. So,
You know what I'm fascinated with her as an actress? She seems to change. Like everything about her changes from shot to shot. Mm-hmm. She's like Jennifer Garner like that for me. Like every time I see her in one shot, it looks like another person. And in
Okay.
another shot, she looks like a whole nother person. Like I always
could
notice
just be
that
the
about-
lighting.
It's just like weird about. I always see this about Howard. Like in this movie, she completely transforms at one point,
Yeah.
and she does not look the same as she does in the rest of the movie, which is so wild to look at. You're like, holy crap, she looks like a whole nother person now.
I mean, you can say that about Dua Lipa. She doesn't look at all in this movie like she does in real life. Like she's going for like the whole, just her glossed over tan body and and her blonde hair and stuff. Like she's so sexy in this, but she looks like, I mean, she looks like a regular person in real life. I don't think she looks like.
I mean, if you look up music videos or something, it's going to look like a whole other person
Yeah, I
again.
guess you're right. But
If you're looking up at just a normal photo where she's walking down the street, yeah, of course.
I mean, I've seen a couple photos on the internet, and she just looks like a normal person. But in this, like, she looked like, she was just straight out of James Bond.
Well, I can say this. For me, I don't know some of these pop stars these days. I don't know these singers. A lot of them I don't. And I've had a lot of people tell me, that's Dua Lipa. And I'm like, oh, who's that? And, oh, she's gorgeous. And then I saw this trailer and I was like, oh, I get it. Now I see what they're talking about because she looks beautiful in this movie. So
Yeah.
I really don't know her enough to even say it. But yeah. I mean, the movie does a good job at making everybody look their best.
That's for
Although
sure.
I will say that Sam Rockwell kind of looks a little out of it in this film.
You think so?
Yeah, he just looks, maybe it's just because he's gotten older.
I think he looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just noticed it about him. It looked a little super tired throughout this film.
I think he looked handsome. I thought he did a good job. Like, and they did a good job making him like, an ass kicker too. But I really had so much fun with this movie. I knew I would. It was just nonstop craziness.
Yeah, this was a movie made specifically for you, without a doubt.
I think it was. Yeah, I feel that way. I love these kind of movies. And I think that this one was just had something a little different. And but it also had that like Kingsman feel a little bit.
Oh, it knows it too.
Like it kind of did. And everything moved so fast and it was just nonstop. It was fun. It was a really good time. I think that the cast was great. Everybody in this movie did good. And I liked the story. It was just fun. It was really fun.
I would
movie.
say that the perfect word for this movie is fun.
Fun, yeah.
I can't. It's one of those movies that's trying really hard and being just like trying to make you have fun. So it's kind of hard for you to really down it, but I would say that would be a shame to see a lot of people just hating it. Because it is just that stupid fun. That just kind of like this pulpy fun thing. I mean, while I didn't absolutely love it or anything like that, I do think that, yes, it is worth a watch. It's probably going to be on Apple Plus very soon because they get their name all over this damn thing. So.
Yeah, they really do. So it'll be on streaming, but I feel like seeing it in the theater was more fun than watching it on my couch.
Yeah, it just sucks about the sound. We just had that bad experience. There's a lot of movies that I know we've seen in this theater where I'm like, that's a problem.
It could have been better, yeah.
And it's always the ones that have a lot of music.
Yeah.
Like, I think this happened during Guardians 3. And I was like, Jesus, the music's fucked up, I think, because it doesn't seem as intense. And I know those movies are all music,
Yeah, I know.
So I always
It's
have
just
to
the
watch
theater.
these movies a second time.
I know. I mean, I'm going to watch it a second time for sure when it comes out because I really liked it. It was fun. It was a really fun theater experience. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.
I knew you got to go high. I'm going to 6.
Okay.
I think the 6 is perfect for this movie.
It was just a hoot. I mean, if you go in like, just like whatever, not really expecting anything, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Mm-hmm. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
There's a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah. The cat didn't bother me as much.
I was going to ask you about that.
It didn't bother me as much, but it did feel like it was very. I have to admit though, there is some kind of animal abuse jokes, which is a little weird. Because there's such a cat friendly director. This is his cat, so he's willing to make those jokes, which is actually kind of refreshing because a lot of people would be like very like insulted by that.
Yeah.
And I was actually like, oh, good. And it's okay because I think it builds up to an ending for that running joke in the movie.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I actually kind of, every time it's like, oh, I should be annoyed by this. Then they would do that in the movie. And I was like laughing again. Like, okay, well, at least they're referencing that they know that this is like a forced joke.
Yeah, they know. I mean, everything that they did in this movie was so like what do you call it? Like on the nose? Like
Yeah.
they knew that they were, just goofing off.
Yeah, they're wearing this whole film. They're wearing it on their sleeve. They know
Yes.
exactly what they're doing.
Exactly.
It is like that's the thing with Matthew Vaughn. I think he's obsessed with that cartoon superhero aesthetic, like in his action films. Like this is just the thing that he really enjoys.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
he's good at it though. I mean, you could tell he loves it and he's good at it and his actors love it too. I feel like Bryce, she was having a great time doing this. She got to, kick ass and do cute things and then be a badass at the same time. And I think she had a good time. It was a fun movie. It really was.
I will say I have to point this out because it is odd. There was while we were walking out, there was a mid credits. I don't know if there was an end credits as well, but there is a mid credits that I would tell people if you go see this in the theater and you're interested or whatever. There is a mid credits that I don't think I understood at all.
I don't understand it either.
And I know it's for somebody, but this is the idea because like right after it was like the idea that this is going to have a series. And I can't imagine it being. There was it was hardly any people in the theater. So I knew it. I didn't think this was going to be a big deal because of the February dump, and I also oddly think that this movie with a lot of famous people on it is not getting that much press. Like it's an oddly pressed one. It's really weird. So I don't think we'll have the sequels that the movie thinks it's going to get. And that could be a little off-putting as well. But
well, I mean, it had an ending, sorta, So like
kind of. There's also a weird cliffhanger.
yeah, there is a weird cliffhanger, but it still had an ending that was satisfactory to me. So I'm not really expecting anything extra to come out of it. I was happy with the way this movie ended. I was like, okay, the movie was it was just fun all the way through. And I had such a good time watching it that I was just like, yeah, if there's a sequel, okay, great.
Yeah.
But if not, I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
All right. A 6 and a 7.
a 6 and 7. Any parting words about the film or anything in general?
Just that Henry Cavill still looks very handsome with that bad haircut. Sam Rockwell also look handsome. And I do have a tendency to love redheads, and I just love Bryce Dallas Howard. She's so pretty. And that's all I got for you. So my tidbit of information for the evening, and I'm gonna go to bed happy because I had a very enjoyable experience at the theater. And I had lots and lots of popcorn. I ate like a freaking hog. So
Okay.
that's my thoughts on this. I think that everyone should check it out because I want it to make money because it was fun. It was a hoot. So that's what I got. That's all I got. It was a very fun theater experience.
It's so funny to walk out of a movie and do these instant before and after reviews because we don't even have our thoughts together. We just instantly get on the microphone before talking to each other about the movie. And we end up with this nonsense.
I mean, everything that comes out of my freaking mouth is nonsense. That's why you love me. That's why we do this, because I don't know what I'm saying half the time. But yeah, I did have a good time with this movie. Go see it. It's fun. That's it.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. We're on social media, right? We're on Instagram under the Crafty Misfit. That's Joe, and she's making some cool things. Go check it out.
Thanks for the plug, but I'll tell you, it's almost Valentine's Day, guys. And I make earrings and accessories for your lady. And you can go to my shop on my Instagram. I offer 20% off when you spend $20 and a gift wrap everything. Shameless plug.
Shameless plugs,
and this
indeed.
is the first time I shamelessly plugged myself on our podcast. But it's Valentine's Day, dudes. Do something. Give your lady something special.
Oh, boy.
No Pandora charms. They suck.
Oh, boy. Nice. Hey, you know what? I also am on Instagram. I'm not making anything. I'm just putting up these videos.
You know what? You're making magic. It's what you're doing.
I'm just putting up random things for everybody. Hey, thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Hit me up on Instagram, okay? Just another movie night. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good one, and don't go to Pandora. Why do it? You know what I mean? When you got such a crafty misfit on the side right there, waiting for your crafty ideas.
You better stop.
Have a good one. Bye.
God,